hip hop. Rapsody, The Idea of Beautiful, you know, another Jamla artist. Coming into this album, my expectations were way low. I don't like Rapsody like that. Before this album, she bored me. But with this album, she caught me a little bit off guard. She caught me a little bit off guard. It was a lot better than I thought it would be. Obviously, with Ninth Wonder doing the majority of the production, I think that the production was definitely dope. It fit her. Like, his production always fit her, but she always bored me. But on this one, her style, I think, just is kind of boring. But what she was talking about definitely caught my attention, because she was talking about a lot of this shit, the same shit I always say. There's no balance in radio. Hip hop hasn't died. All of that stuff. So she was talking to me. You know what I'm saying? Because that's my ideas. That's my ideology. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I feel about where hip hop is, and I feel like she touched on a lot of that stuff. But I definitely think that on this album, for me, and I don't want to not give her credit, because I think she did her thing. But I think that the features and the production were better than Rapsody herself. But I think she held her own. I don't think that she didn't bore me, man. Like, I could go through this whole album, and I was cool with it.
Good debut from Rapsody. I think, you know, considering this is her debut album, I think she came out the gate with a solid album. You know, as a fan of Rapsody and listening to her previous work, I think, you know, I don't know if my expectations were a little higher for this album, coming off of Black Mamba, which is one that I enjoyed. It had a nice balance of you know, a little bit of that mid-tempo, up-tempo, and kind of laid-back tracks. I think for me with this one, it started out, you know, definitely solid, like 5 out of the first 7 songs. You know, I fucked with Believe. The one with Absol, Nonfiction, that was dope. The album started out dope with Motivation, and Precious Wings, I thought that was good. But I think right around it hit that Buckshot interlude, you know, it kind of stayed the same for me. Like, it didn't really pick up, and I kind of wanted to have a little bit more energy with the second half of the album that I got. But overall, I definitely think the album is solid after I listened to it a little bit more and more. It just seemed like it was just kind of lacking a little bit from what I wanted from her with this album. But and I kind of questioned myself, and I was having a conversation with B, and I was wondering if maybe because of the title of the album, she kind of wanted to keep it along those lines, the idea of beautiful and something like nice and sweet and mellow, and you know. But no, I think overall, man, I think it's definitely a solid debut. I think, you know, for the bulk of Rapsody fans out there that love her to death, you got exactly what you wanted, you know, and that's Rapsody through. Rapsody can rap, and one of the issues that I had with Rapsody was that for me it felt as if she was always trying to feel like she was trying to out-rap, you know, and prove that she could rap as a female MC, and it was less of her writing songs. And with Thank Her Now, with Return of the B-Girl, with Black Mamba, she started actually writing songs, and I think we're seeing the results of her writing songs and actually like the one with BJ the Chicago Kid, you know, that wasn't good.
That was Frank Ocean at first singing. I was like, whoa, let me see who this is.
Yeah, so you know, so when she got into actual writing songs instead of just, you know, rapping, you know, I was like, that's where I wanted to kind of see her progress.
So. You know what I didn't like on this album? That track where she was talking about she is not Illuminati, she's none of that, like she was like dissociating herself from that. But then she had the next song that she was like, oh, you know, I met Jay-Z or this, that, or whatever. Or she was talking about, I'm thinking about, you know.
Was that the one she was going on and on about Jay-Z?
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, so you're talking about you're not Illuminati, but then you're talking about the person that is like, you know, supposed to be.
Being an Illuminati, she's not even that big.
I know, but she's just saying, she was just saying.
Well, for what? I'm saying, why are you even saying
putting it out there? I guess she was saying that. To me, I interpreted it like she's saying that she's not gonna sell out. She's not gonna do that.
This joint,
I think like Cam, my expectations was really high because I've been a fan of Rapsody since her return to B-Girl mixtape, and like that one, I like as much as I was still disappointed with Thank Her Now. I like that project. For Everything is easily my favorite project by Rapsody, and I think I just don't like the comparisons that people always putting her in the plateau of the MC Lights and Lauryn Hill. I think as far as her tone, I would compare her more, I ain't gonna say compare her, but I would put her more on the Bahamadia type of level as far as her tone and her flow. It's real smooth. But this album, man, I liked it. I think at first I was like, I don't know about this at first. It took like Mike with A$AP Rock review, it took me a few listens to really like, okay, I think I like this project. This project is good. I like the different topics and subjects she was touching on. And I think as much as I like Ninth Wonder, I think I like her better with Eric G as far as how they click well on songs. Precious Wings, that was probably one of my favorite joints on there. That joint, Nonfiction. I mean, she held her own with Ab-Soul on that joint. You know what I'm saying? And Raheem DeVoe did. That's a prime example of having a good R&B singer do a hook well. You know what I'm saying? How we talk about R&B singers that just fuck hooks up, but Raheem DeVoe do the hooks real well on his album. It wasn't really too long. I like how I don't like a lot of songs or whatever. Believe Me remix wasn't even that bad. Cause when I saw that, I'm thinking like, why should put a remix of her lead singer on here? But when I listened to it, I'm like, oh, this shit was tight. Never really boring. I think like in the middle part, the celebration, I didn't really care too much for that joint. Celebrate track. What else is another track that I didn't care about? But other than that, I like the album. It's a pretty dope project, man. Fresh project. Rapsody, keep doing your thing. I've been supporting you since day one. Since I heard you over the Dream Merchant interludes and stuff. You said what? Yeah, but it's a good project, man. I like it. It took me a few listens to really appreciate it because at first I was like, I told Ken, I was like,
it didn't come out the gate.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know, Ken. I said, if we review this, I had to give it to her. Just be honest, I ain't like it, but I have to give about 4 more listens now. I appreciate this project, so it's good.
This album, I listened to it about 3 times and it never clicked for me. I think she's a good rapper. She's a good MC. What it was is the production ruined this album for me. The production really, it just bored me. It was extremely one-dimensional. All the songs were just mid-paced. There were no ups and downs on this album. It was all just like the whole thing was just all right. Next song.
I think Believe Me or Not, Fiction was more higher paced than the rest.
Yeah, but they weren't knockers. Like they weren't just like, oh shit, all right. They were just like, oh, I can pick up a little bit. And Believe Me only stuck in my head because of that hook. Fuck niggas, give me
Lauryn Hill, yeah.
The fuck niggas, give me heebie-jeebies. But other than that, Lauryn Hill quote,
because she loved Lauryn Hill too.
Obviously, she had 2 songs with Ooh La La on it.
Yeah.
So I can kind of tell. But yeah, I mean, I think she's a good rapper. The thing is, with this type of production, I cannot take a laid-back MC over this type of production. It just gets boring to me. And she's not extremely energetic. She's just smooth. So when you have a really smooth MC over a really smooth production, it becomes too smooth, and it almost puts me to sleep.
He kind of likes it rough. You like it rough?
I mean, I don't know if you should be saying shit like that. You talk about me saying my bad shit.
Hey, this is the first time ever though.
I'm just letting you know.
But I'm just saying that,
I mean, no, I like smooth production. Like I like that old Ninth Wonder production. But when you had Pooh on it, when you have Fonte on it, it worked for me. But when you have Rapsody, for some reason, it didn't connect. I was listening to it, and every time I was just like, I would zone out. The first time I completely zoned out until fucking Ab-Soul came on. I didn't realize he was on the album. And I just heard Ab-Soul, and I was like, oh, okay, all right.
I thought she did a good job though, rapper.
No, she's a good rapper.
Yeah.
I'm not taking nothing. I don't want nobody to come at me talking about.
You see Rapsody can't rap.
I didn't say that.
They're gonna make that face too.
Yeah, I'm gonna make that face. I'm not saying Rapsody can't rap. I think I would rather hear Rapsody over some different production. I know it's Jamla. I know Ninth is gonna produce a lot of it, but it was just this whole album to me. It was too laid back. I needed some fucking bangers, man. I I need Rapsody to spit like she spits, but maybe over some different production, because maybe that'll bring some more energy out of her. I feel like she's a little bit too reserved. I like all her topics. I like that she's personal. I didn't really care so much for the Jay-Z. I didn't do a Jay-Z. It was just a little.
You think it kind of the subject wise? It was
yeah,
kind of
a little too much.
Yeah.
It didn't really fit well with the album to me.
Speaking of, you said Ninth Wonder, the old Ninth Wonder production. I feel his production was different, like a lot. I think it wasn't like you said the old Ninth Wonder type production. I didn't feel that old Ninth Wonder type.
No,
production.
I just felt
like he switched it up.
Beats.
He switched it up. Like Fiction, I thought that was definitely a different direction Ninth Wonder go production wise.
Yeah, but I think what it is I think some of the other producers that's Soul Council that's in the camp of Jamla still continue to give those mellow beats. It's just like I was saying, like right after that Buckshot interview, you think you had to celebrate.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then right after that, you know, it just, I think it was the Good Love song, whatever. Maybe it was another track, about 2 minutes. But then came back with that In the Town song, and just, it never went anywhere beyond that. And there was no balance of mid-tempo to mellow.
There wasn't the first half of it either.
But the first half, I could tolerate it with the first half because
it got boring, didn't it?
But that's but that's what I'm saying. Like a whole album of it was just way too much. That's why I was saying like this, like right around that first seven tracks, I was like, yeah, I fuck with this. It just never went anywhere from that.
But what I'm saying is, if we switched the second half with the first half, would you feel the same way about the second half? Like it sounds like you're saying that you didn't really care for the second half of the album. What I'm asking is maybe you just got bored. Like maybe it just got to the point where it was just like, this is too much smooth. You know what I'm saying?
No, yeah, it was way too smooth.
Like was the second half bad to you?
Smooth. I think, and I'm not saying that the songs on the second half of the album were bad songs. I'm just saying that because it was an album full of that same tempo,
that same smoothness,
right?
You know,
for everything you didn't get that. For everything in Black Mamba, you didn't get that.
No, Black Mamba was great. It had a perfect balance to it.
H.E.R. was mostly on that production on that one too. So that's why I'm like, I think right now, from going off these last two projects, her and H.E.R. they just got a pocket. They got a good pocket.
I think he gave her a dope ass aggressive track on Return of the Beat Girl. He was on Return of the Beat Girl.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Man, she did a thing on it, man. But yeah, she's definitely like. I want now the second, like she's writing stories now. We know she can rap. She definitely can rap. Not taking that away from her at all. She's progressing. You know, she's writing stories. She's been a little bit more intimate, a little bit more personal.
She needs some more energy.
What kind of production you think you would like to hear over like this?
I mean, it doesn't even have to. I would almost like to hear it over like a Primo beat, where it's not anything that's super hard knocking. Because you know, Primo can still do those smooth beats. But he'll give you drums where you're just like, you know,
head knocking drums.
Yeah, I didn't get any tracks where I was really like, okay, like, you know, it was just the whole time. You know, again, nothing against Rapsody. I would just really like to hear Rapsody doing something a little bit different. And this could just be my personal taste. You know, like that type of production, I like it, but I don't like it in large doses. And I feel like I got way too much of it, you know, on this album. So, but if you like that kind of production, you know, you'll love the album. But for me, it didn't really do that much for me. I can't see myself putting this on again. You know, but I could never say it's bad. You know, I can't say Rhapsody's whack or the production sucks. It's just like together those two. It didn't fit, man. Like, you know, it was just too underwhelming. You know, it'd be different if it was like hard knock beats the whole time and the rapper was just spitting hard the whole time. That would be too. I'd be like, but this was just like, you know, I feel like I'm high, like I don't even smoke, and I'm just like, I'm chilling. You was on jet life, boy. You was on that jet life. Oh, I was like, yeah, I was on that jet life for a minute. Hashtag jet life. I was just like,
Yeah, man, definitely a fan of Rapsody. I think coming out the gate, you did what you needed to do. You put out an album that's definitely solid. You know, and most people that fuck with you definitely will enjoy it. I don't think with the first album is the time to really just aggressively try to do something different. I think just being so what?
Wow. There you go.
But for album number 2, definitely try to. I mean, you do whatever you want to do, but I would definitely like to see you, throw out a little different tracks to have there to get that mic the whole type thing that he looking for. So,
I'm sorry, I wasn't looking at that. Show me one more.
But yeah, man, I fuck with you, man. I support you. Off the Black Mamba got this shit, so we good, man. Yeah, keep doing what you're doing. Keep doing your thing.
I agree with what everybody said, man. I think that, to me, the beats, I enjoyed the beats throughout, but I feel where Mike is coming from, where, it was more mellow throughout the whole album. But, I like that shit. And I definitely like what Rapsody was talking about, you know what I'm saying? Like, we seeing eye to eye in terms of hip hop and, where it is and everything. And I like it, man. I think it was a very solid album, you know what I'm saying? I don't think it was great. I don't think, it was all that, but it was definitely good. I would definitely listen to it again. It's gonna be in the shuffle. There's a couple tracks, I don't know the names right now, that I know I'm gonna go back to. But I fucks with it, man. It bumps in the whip, yo.
Like I said before, I like the project. Support the artist, copy it, Rapsody, do your thing. Hope to see you at 3C this year.